Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Listen up, Santa Paula. It is yours truly, as always, sitting in the captain's chair because John has not yet learned how to do it.
Not yet. We're gonna do. Are we on camera?
We are.
I don't. I can't see myself, so I don't even know what I'm doing.
You look good.
I'm just staring at you, and I can't see what's going on.
I understand, but you look good. Don't worry.
Thank you.
The camera's doing well for you.
Good.
So
Good.
there you are.
Got my good side too. So.
So, yeah, I have no idea what I was just saying. Did I say something? Anything meaningful?
I don't pay attention.
You weren't even listening.
No,
Okay.
I was more worried about the picture. I was like, hey, am I on camera or not?
I know you wanted to see your good side. I get it. So we are Listen Up, Santa Paula, but you know what? I think we need to broaden our horizons a little bit.
Yes, that's something we should do.
Yes, there's a whole world out there
Beyond Santa Paula.
beyond Santa Paula.
Yes.
And it's funny. I've been putting up posts lately. I'm doing some marketing for a couple of the businesses in Fillmore and Pyro, and I've been doing posts mentioning the Heritage Valley.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hate out there, man.
For the name?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why we've been in discussion about changing it.
I know. I get like comments like, you should learn your history. It's on stolen land. The whole thing about stolen land, though, I think for the record, everybody stole land.
Yeah. We're sitting right here at stolen land.
I know.
Everywhere in this country is stolen land.
And the people who were supposedly here first stole the land from somebody.
Yeah, it's
So that's just me.
But I get it. There's been a long history of this valley. The Heritage Valley name was come up because it was a marketing thing they came up with several years ago, probably 20, 25 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And there's a whole story on it. And I actually have a book, I think, on it, booklet that they kept and why it was formed. But it was more of a marketing ploy.
Yeah, and, I understand because people that are in the valley understand that we call it the Heritage Valley.
Mm-hmm.
But people that are outside the valley have no idea what the Heritage Valley is. To them, it's the Santa Clara River Valley.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
on the map, that's what it shows.
Yes.
They type in Heritage Valley and they get several places throughout the country.
Right.
So it's, and I know we've been in discussion with the Tourism Bureau trying to either redo the whole thing, just change the name in general, start fresh. We don't know yet. So that's what we're trying to discuss right now.
Well, I have done some research on what's involved in changing the name, and I'll have that all ready for the October meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've been doing lately is saying the Santa Clara River Valley, managed by or AKA Heritage Valley.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. I mean, that's a long discussion because, hopefully the board reviews it. We talked about it, it's not going to change overnight, but I think by this time next year, hopefully we have a direction of what we're going with it.
Yeah, and I think if the Heritage Valley can adopt the Santa Clara River Valley, maybe Listen Up can adopt a similar thing.
Well, it doesn't mean we can't change it now, right?
We could.
We can change it. Maybe
we have a less of a board or politics to go through.
True. Yeah. I think it's the board is you and I think.
I think so.
Maybe our producer, Julie. So, but.
Well, technically our producer is Scott.
Our executive producer, Julie.
Well, okay. Yeah.
We can't do anything without the boss saying okay.
No, I know.
And
I'm sure your boss lady is in control with everything as well.
About 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get a little sliver once a year,
Oh, she throws you a bone every so often?
Maybe once a year I get that.
See, if you ask Julie, she'll tell you that I get the bone all the time.
I'm not even going to comment on that one. Left yourself open on that one.
I know. So we'll see. We'll have some more updates on where this is all
Yeah.
going. But I think it's I think the Santa Paula, Fillmore, Piru area are small enough that joining forces and really tackling this at a higher marketing level,
Yeah.
will make sense for everybody.
Yeah, we've talked about over the years, since Fillmore doesn't have a chamber of commerce, about
Right.
even our chamber expanding, but that isn't in the cards at this time. So there's been talk of creating a business organization apart from the chamber and some other things. That's going to be like this overarching thing for the entire valley. So
Right.
that's been discussed over the years. So, and that would tie in maybe the tourism bureau with it. So there's numerous different things that have been talked about over the years. But it takes some finding the right leadership. It takes funding. Funding is always that's what makes this whole thing work, and it's just not in the cards this time right now. We talked about before COVID, and then once COVID hit, everything kind of got put on the back burner.
It also takes making a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the inability to make a decision is more comfortable than the actual decision itself.
Yes.
To sit there and be undecisive and to kind of bang it around a little bit, toss it around or whatever, feels a lot safer than.
Every once in a while, you got to pull
Make-
the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, exactly.
Move
No,
on.
That's a good metaphor.
Yeah. So hopefully we can figure this out with the name change here, and the discussion with the tourism bureau.
Maybe we can be the leader.
Hey, maybe we start our own organization. You never know. You never know.
That's right.
Hey, so you never know. And next year's a different year. So
Maybe it will be listen up, United States.
hey, we could take over. Let's start California. They need some help more. than
Okay,
anybody.
listen up, California.
Exactly. So, but maybe we should consider a name change for the program to start incorporating the valley better.
All right,
Let's work on that.
all right,
Stay tuned.
all right.
Yeah.
Sounds
What do you
good.
got?
So we're going to talk about what businesses are doing. So obviously, there's a lot of talk about the economy, people losing jobs, people with the uncertainties with ICE, and some businesses are really suffering by all of this. Other businesses are actually thriving.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd take a look at some of these businesses that if you're in Santa Paula and you are in one of these businesses, you're probably doing better than the average Joe. So
Mhm.
what do you think the first type of business is thriving the most?
First type of business is thriving.
Yeah, as far as a business type, whether it be retail, restaurants, construction, whatever. What do you think?
I think for a lot of people, it's basic needs, retail, and restaurants. Basic stuff. Industry. I mean, you're always looking at the construction. Is always with all the construction that's going on. Right. It's hard to say that one thing that stands out.
So maybe construction isn't the correct word. It would be more of the handymans and the HVACs and the plumbers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So which ones out of those do you think might be? So childcare, food, plumbers, handymans, tourism.
I think you're going to see more food as one of the probably towards the top, if not the top.
Actually, it's home and property services. If you're in HVAC, plumbing, handyman, drought tolerant landscapes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you look at
They're-
it, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to be thriving, and primarily in Santa Paula. This is specific to Santa Paula. Many older homes and historic buildings need continual upkeep. Residents prefer to use local providers over Ventura Oxnard, and a lot of times with these types of services, you can go into subscription or maintenance plans or something like that, where they come in and do your landscape regularly, or they take care of your HVAC and seasonal stuff.
Landscaping is one that people don't think about because you have somebody comes in and does your yard on a weekly basis. You have
Yeah.
That's a consistent thing that goes on week in and week out. And they're either small entrepreneurs, they're larger businesses, that come in and do all that stuff. So yeah, I can see how that would be kind of up there.
So second on the list is childcare and youth programs. So after school, music, dance. Santa Paula has a high proportion of young families and dual income households. Quality childcare and enrichment are limited and in demand.
Yeah, well, and if you put all that together, you're looking at Parks and Rec Department that do things. You have Boys and Girls Club that do
Right.
things as well, and they have after school programs and stuff too. So if that's all in the category, I can see how that would all fit in there.
Yeah, and they have a lot of kids that are in their programs now.
Yeah,
And primarily, you got both families working.
Mhm.
Your kids either go home to an empty house or you get them enrolled in some type of program, whether
Yeah.
it's free or
just
Or not.
childcare. I mean, my granddaughter's in childcare through one of the schools, and so both her mom and dad work. So it's like it's just, but you see a lot of that. A lot of that happens. So, and then there's it's not even counting the private childcare that's going on.
Oh, I know.
You add the private childcare in there, is probably number one.
Yeah,
It really is when
probably.
you look at it.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause, you have maybe you have a grandma that ends up watching 2 or 3 grandkids and stuff. That's their job, or an aunt or somebody or whatever.
Right.
Home daycares, does it include all the licensed home daycare?
Oh, yeah.
So if you put that in there, because there isn't as we're getting younger as a community, there's going to be more of a need for childcare,
Right.
like every city.
Yep. Now we get to your item on the list. Affordable food and specialty dining.
Mhm.
So more examples are like the taco trucks,
Mhm.
coffee, Panaderies,
Panaderías,
What is that?
bakeries.
Bakeries.
Mhm.
All right, with evening hours. So, because of our agricultural heritage, and people have a steady appetite for quick, fresh, local source meals, and so food trucks do really well when they drive around to the different businesses. And
Because it's quick and easy and affordable.
oh yeah,
It really is.
Yeah.
But there are businesses here, or food trucks here, that have permanent spots.
yes,
Community. You've seen that. There's one that's stationed at the car wash down over here on Harvard. Another one that's at the oil lube place on
Right.
SB Lube Stop that's on the corner of 8th and Harvard.
and they're a new member.
They're one of our members, yes. There's one that's over there at the liquor store on the corner of 12th and Main. That one's parked out there. And amongst some other ones that are around town. I think there's another one just up the street right here too at one of the liquor stores at night. Late
Oh,
at night.
okay,
But they have a huge following, and they do all their marketing through social media.
right.
But they're highly successful. But it's affordable. It really is. So,
And one of the things that tends to be nice about this is that residents know that those are kind of family run.
Oh, yeah.
And so they want to be able to support these smaller families or
And that speaks to like most of our businesses here.
Oh, yeah.
Family run. You have your McDonald's, you have your other fast food places, and they're always going to get their business. But I know when my wife and I want to go to a restaurant, we want to support a small business. We could always go to the chain restaurants
Right.
or whatever, but we want to support those husband and wife, the other family type businesses, because it makes because that money's going to be reinvested in the community as well.
yes.
And they're trying to raise their families and their communities and stuff. And so they're trying to make a living, like everybody else.
I have a great sign that says when you support a small business, you're supporting putting food on a family's table. You're supporting putting the child into daycare. You're not supporting CEOs, salary or their third vacation home or their private yacht.
The last 2 years, we've put out for what it's called Small Business Season that the Chamber's been part of, and we get posts, that we were doing on social media, and they give us a something to post every day. And there was a breakdown as far as like how your dollar is spent when you shop local. And it shows the breakdown, just so you're talking about. It gets reinvested within the community for groceries, for daycare, for whatever. But it's the entrepreneurs are reinvesting it within their own community. So I
Right.
think I want to say it's trying to remember if it's 60% of for every 60 or 70% of every dollar that you spend on a small business gets reinvested in the community.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have something here, what do? You might go and buy something at a local restaurant because you're supporting another thing. If you live here, then or you're even where you live. I mean, you're reinvesting within your community too.
Well, we spend, we do live in Ventura, which I mean, I would love to be able to move out to Santa Paula, but that's not in the cards right now. But we spend 90% of our time here.
Mm-hmm.
So we eat here.
Mm-hmm.
We do most of our grocery shopping here. Any of the, the supplies, we go to the hardware stores here.
Mm-hmm.
So we, even though we're not physically residing here, it's as though, I mean, we are truly supporting the community.
Because the
not
dollar,
just business wise, but
because that same dollar gets reinvested in the next business that you invest in, then it goes to the next business you visit. So that dollar could be reinvested 4 or 5 times down the line.
Yeah, and it can get taxed, a dozen times.
Well, yeah, you can't do much about that, but still, it's that just with you saying go in and go to a restaurant and buy something, that may affect several different families and other businesses because that business has got to buy supplies and they may go to a little local meat market and buy some stuff, or they need to go buy some fresh vegetables to add to it. They'll go shop local or something, or they have to go buy gas. They'll buy gas local or whatever. There's different things, so they're reinvesting within their community as well.
Yeah. Yep. So next on the list is tourism, experience-based ventures. So we all know that the bikes, the rail cars, are doing incredibly well. Most of the time they're sold out. You can't just show up and say, I want to go on a rail car. You got to do it in advance. They have guided tours. We have the Santa Clara River kayaking. We have a lot of these event venues like the theater and all that kind of stuff. We have vintage and antique markets. And of course, we have one of the only magic shops in the general area, and one of like 40 in the entire country.
So, question: where does the kayak club go kayaking here?
I don't know. It says Santa Clara River kayaking. That might not be.
I'm sure they go kayaking outside of Santa Paula, but it's like, hey, wait,
you need to double check that one.
What body of water do we have?
Yeah.
I'm just messing.
Could be helping in Piru or somewhere out there.
No, but
so one of the advantages that we have is that we're close to Ojai, and we're close to Ventura, but we're less crowded.
Yes.
So, and a lot of day trippers want unique activities, and Santa Paula's got a lot of those. So,
I was asked this question the other day: what's the difference between a tourist and a visitor?
Tourist and a visitor.
That was brought up.
So I think
you'll hear more about this too.
Okay. So I'm going to say a tourist is somebody who is actually coming here ready to spend money and engage in activities because they're out here to do something. A visitor might just be somebody who's come to somebody's home, or they might stop in and maybe they go to a restaurant or something like that, but they spend like $0 or very limited dollars within the community because they're not here for what Santa Paula actually has to offer. Yeah. Am I correct?
I've heard different versions of that, but yeah. Somebody mentioned that a visitor is somebody within the county that just come in for a specific reason in whatever city they go to. And a visitor is somebody outside of our area. Like
tourist
would be somebody outside the county that's coming to look for that experience, the day experience, the weekend experience, where you go visit Thousand Oaks, you're going to come back to your house that night.
Yes.
So that you went to go visit that town or that specific place. So that's what was relayed to me. It makes sense.
It does, because I think as if you're a tourist, it'd be like going to LA and you have a whole day planned of activities. Oh, we're going to go see this. We're going to hit the Wax Museum. We're going to go into the Guinness Book of World Records. We're going to see the magic show. We're going to see this. And so you're going there for the sole purpose of engagement.
Yeah.
Whereas out, for Santa Paula, if I am in Camarillo, I can come visit Santa Paula, hit the magic store, and leave.
Go back home.
And so my point of coming here is not to engage in the local activities and to spend a day and to drop.
You
money.
might when there's specific things, but for the most part, you're leaving and
Yeah,
you're
they're
only
one-offs.
specific- Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was interesting, and it made sense when that person told me that. I was like, yeah, you're right, because
Yeah,
when you plan when you plan a trip and stuff, you're going to go visit an area. You're going to go and be a tourist at that location or whatever it is. So, because you're going to spend the weekend there, you're going to do all as much experience as you can. So, yeah.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. So,
So, the other business that tends to do well is local professionals because it's an ongoing service, whether it be bookkeeping or marketing or IT support, small farms. So those types of things are recurring, and they tend to do
yeah,
pretty well. Because,
service industry in general. makes
Yeah.
use of that. Yeah, that's always, especially, and it's more in a small town. Well, any town you see that, but has a bigger impact in a smaller town, I think.
Yeah. And of course, one of the things that we probably suffer in the most is the ability to do bilingual outreach in
Yeah,
Santa Paula.
that is always tough because there's, when you talk about translating stuff in Spanish, but there's different dialects of Spanish. There's
Yes.
different forms of it. So, not just that, but in other languages. So how do you? It's hard to get to cover every angle. Predominantly Spanish is the predominant.
Right.
There's different dialects of Spanish that,
So if you understand Spanish, would you still be able to communicate to them, right? It would just be
I think for the most part, I think there's just specific words and meaning of these words that you have to understand for the different dialects.
it kind of might flip a little bit.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
sometimes you say something that means one thing, and then in a different dialect within
Somebody's
that language,
putting up their fist saying, "You said what?"
you're telling them one language is a compliment, the next minute you want to fight them.
Yeah.
But, and I don't know the other dialects that are within it, but there's, and you got to be aware of that, especially in a highly Hispanic area. So you try and do the best you can. You're never going to get it right,
Right.
but at least you can provide options, and hopefully it works out. So,
Yeah, the one nice thing is if somebody does come in that speaks Spanish and they're trying to communicate to us, we can always put our trusted
Translate.
little phone, put it on translate, let them say what they're trying to say, look at it, respond back, let them hear it. So unlike the old days where you were totally hosed,
Yeah.
and there was just absolutely no way of bridging the gap between the two, we can at least do a little bit better job. But if you are in Santa Paula and you don't have bilingual capabilities, that is definitely
Mhm.
a hindrance, which is something that we suffer with.
I mean, I understand quite a bit of Spanish. I should know more. I'm not as confident speaking it. I can survive if I had to, but I just don't have the confidence level yet to do it.
Yeah.
Speak. But I understand almost everything. So if somebody's trying to say something bad about me, I know what they're talking about. So
You can pretend like
exactly. I would be like,
I don't know.
whatever. I'm like, okay, now I know. Now I know. But
you're on my list.
exactly. So a lot of people have been on my list lately. I don't know what it is. So
It's a growing list.
it's a growing list.
Oh,
I
man.
got to reduce that.
Yeah.
So
Well, so what do we got going on? I know event-wise, things feel like they're a little slow this fall.
yeah, it's tough as we get into the holiday season. We have our cruise night coming up. That's October 2nd or 3rd, whatever it is, the 3rd, I think. But October 2nd, we have our Taste of Santa Paula.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we're trying to, we're looking for, now it's all about ticket sales and helping support the restaurants. So we ask that if you're interested in it, they can go to the Chamber website, and there's a link in the calendar section for tickets. You can go on all of our social media pages. There's tons of links. I think it's on the Tourism Bureau site too, isn't it? Or something like that.
Yes.
If not, it will be.
It is.
But there's plenty of ways to buy tickets, and And if you're buying a ticket, and then a good chunk of the proceeds go towards paying back the restaurants for what they're there and doing.
Right.
So
And how many people do we have tickets sold to? What's the capacity?
capacity for this whole thing will be 200. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. I'm just going to pull it up real quick here. See what I'm saying. It hurts. Okay. Sorry, a little challenging with my phone right now. So yeah, we could fit about 200 to 250 in there comfortably for what we're trying to do. So we're about a quarter of the way there right now.
Okay, so we need
some help.
some people to
Pushing
reach
this.
out and get
Yeah.
this thing
Can
moving.
you pull up the site and see?
I can. So what do we?
Pull up social media. You can just look at, or you go to the chamber website
Okay, I'll do the chamber.
and then go to the calendar page. Oh, got rid of Santa Paula.
Yes.
Back we go.
Okay, so
Calendar page.
calendar.
You'll see it right. Go to October. There it is, right there. Right there.
Yeah, so October 2nd at the Palazzo
Mhm.
from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Mhm.
And
Click on
let's-
full details. There you go.
so your tickets are being sold on Eventbrite.
Yep. Mhm.
All right, so if you go to the Santa Paula Chamber website, santapaulachamber.com, click on the calendar, go to October 2nd, you'll see the 4th annual
Mhm.
Taste of Santa Paula. How many restaurants do we have so far?
We have
Being
13
represented?
participating businesses.
13?
13 at the time right now.
Okay.
And so, and we're getting close to capacity for that because we don't want to expand it too much because it'll be too crowded. We want
Yeah,
to
and then the businesses aren't going to be able to recoup a lot of the money because it's going to be spread out so thin.
So, but click on the Eventbrite site where you can see where it's.
Does this give the count?
Only when I'm logged in.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can see the tickets are 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
So El Capriccio Restaurant,
Mhm.
Enzo's, the Latest Tavern, that's good food. Rabelais,
Mhm.
always good food. Sisters Asian Eatery, they're doing, they participate a lot.
All has been doing a great job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Park 1055,
Mhm.
Santa Paula Cellars, Fermentation House, which is used to
Around
be
cider.
known as,
Mhm.
Vera Cakes,
Mhm.
Kraus La,
Troy LaFau.
okay.
They're a Ventura-based winery.
And how do you say that?
Troy LaFau.
Okay. Good.
And
And the next one?
translates to Three Fools.
Oh, nice.
I'm actually a wine club member for this.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but their wine is great. They're on Market Street in Ventura, and they've been a huge supporter of what we're doing. So
Very cool. And
Claudia
plus
Amis,
another winery.
that's a Santa Paula-based winery.
Okay. And then Native Bloom Winery.
Another Ventura, a family entrepreneur business.
Nice.
And they're great too. They've been very supportive of what we're doing as well.
Cool. And then we got Gunsmoke Barbecue,
Mhm.
R&Q Kitchen.
They're Fillmore at the Chevy dealership in Fillmore.
Oh, that's okay.
Cafe
Yep,
there.
We've eaten there before.
Mhm.
And the Giving Kitchen.
Yeah, which is a home-based a business. They used to actually be part of David's Kitchen, and now what they do is they do more of a catering business type thing. So they asked if they could participate as well because they want to give back to the community because David Ragosa, who was the owner of David's Kitchen, he had passed away a few years
Right.
ago, cancer. So they're trying to keep his legacy going. And
Well, that's nice.
So they unfortunately couldn't keep the business open there, so they sold it off to Tacos El Terrazo, who's
Right.
another member of ours. But now what they're doing now is they're just doing home-based catering. So they want to come out and showcase some of the things that they're doing too.
So you're going to have live music
Yes, there'll be some live music.
and entertainment. What is the entertainment?
Entertainment is pending right now.
Or is that just live music?
I think it's just in general.
Okay.
So,
And then you got exciting drawings and giveaways.
yeah, we've got a lot of prizes that were donated by a lot of our businesses.
And what is Poker Walk?
Poker Walk, from what I understanding, is when you go and visit say you're going to go try a little bit of wine.
Right.
So when you try your sample, you give them their ticket and everything, then you can pick a card.
Okay.
And then at the end of the night, your best hand is what you would show. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And then what happens, you'll win a prize for that, or you'll be in a drawing for a prize.
That's cool.
Yeah. So you could have, if you go to 8 different stations and you have 8 aces, you're probably going to win something, or at least be in the hunt for something, But usually it's kind of loosely based, so everybody will, the goal is if we have enough prizes, a lot of people there will get a prize.
That's really cool.
So, but when you buy the tickets, you'll get a wine glass to go use, a small little wine glass and stuff. And so it just, every ticket that you buy goes towards the businesses.
Right.
So, and that goes into helping support what they do too. It's a great event. We are looking at changing the format a little bit for next year because we need to expand. We're outgrowing the place. Palacio has been a great host for us, but we're to a point we've had so many people in the last probably month asked to be part of it. And so we're looking at expanding and hosting a larger event. Hopefully, you're looking at probably maybe a Veterans Park downtown.
Oh, so doing an outdoor event
An
instead
outdoor
of
event,
indoor.
possibly in the spring or in the fall again. But we can expand to maybe 30 or 40 vendors, and just give everybody in the valley an opportunity. So, once again, we want to look at a valley approach to it.
Right.
We look at events like Taste of Camarillo. There's several other ones that do these tastings events, and it's not just from that city; it's from all over the county.
So they're going, yeah.
So, and we've had a lot of requests from outside of Santa Paula, but we do have some Fillmore and Ventura-based businesses there. So, it's hosted in Santa Paula, so that's kind of where that is. It's like Camarillo's hosting it, but not all those businesses are in Camarillo.
Right.
So next year we're looking at a bigger event that could maybe triple the size of what we have. Got a comment?
Okay.
I can't read it from here, so
Well, yeah.
we'll talk after. So
Okay. Well,
anyway,
it's a kind of a spamish thing.
okay, yeah. There's a lot of that going around right now.
We're gonna just get rid of that.
I've been getting these crazy texts lately from numbers I have no idea about.
Oh, I know.
Somebody asked me yesterday. I get a random text. I'm with my wife. It says, "Do you want to share a hot pot with me?" Is it I don't know if it's a Korean dish or whatever. And I show my wife. I go, I don't know who's doing. And it happened again. It happened twice over the weekend. And I'm like, okay, and it's spam because I don't know the number,
So I got this text. Hey, how's your day going? I said, great. How's yours? And it says, it's great to hear from you. I'm fine. And I said, oh, remind me who this is. I don't have it on my contacts.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, oh, it's so-and-so. Remember we met at the museum in New York City? I'm like, oh, yeah. That was such a great time. How are you doing? I miss you so much. And she's like, well, can you send a picture of you? So I sent her some young looking. She's like, you're a lot younger than I thought. And I'm like, no, it's just, it's just the way I'm dressed. But man, how are you doing? It's so great to hear from you. And then she's like, oh, I'm doing really well. So you want to get together? And I said, I would love to. Man, I've been waiting for you to call. I can't believe you finally reached out to me. And then she went silent, and I'm like spamming her back with all these messages going, where'd you go? Don't leave me now. You just came back into my life.
Did you ask her for a picture? She'd ask her a picture. That would have been interesting to see what you got.
Yeah.
But you engage. I don't engage. I delete and report it,
Occasionally I engage because I'm just looking for some entertainment.
Oh my God.
I a lot of times I'm stuck in the office by myself and I'm here and I got nothing going on. Well, I mean, I always got something going on, but I just need that little release. And so we're running out of time, but did I ever tell you the story about the IRS?
I think you did.
Did I do it on the air?
I don't know if you did it on the air.
Oh, okay. So I get this call from somebody saying that they're, IRS agent and there's a warrant out for my arrest. And because I have this past due tax bill.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't be arrested. I just got this new job. What am I going to, how do I take care of this? I didn't even know I had a tax bill. And so the guy's like, well, sir, that's why I'm calling. And, we can get this rectified. And I'm like, oh, we have to, I just got this new job. And if they find out that I'm I have a tax lien or that I'm going to get arrested for not paying my taxes, I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah.
And so this went on and on. And so finally I'm like, how can I like pay you right now? And he said, well, do you have a corner store? And I said, yes, there's a corner store just down the street from me. And he's like, okay, well, what I need you to do is go down and get an iTunes card. I'm like, an iTunes card? So I can pay my taxes with an iTunes card? And he said, yeah. He said, that's the easiest way to transfer the money to us. And I went, okay. Are they going to give me an iTunes card for $6,300, whatever it was? And they're like, well, yeah, they have to give you an iTunes card for whatever dollar amount you request. And so I'm like, all right, can you hold on? So I kept the dude on hold for about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back and I'm like, hey, they don't want to give me the iTunes card. I went in and they were like, we can't give you an iTunes card for $6,000. So I'm not sure what to do. And he's like, well, go in and get multiple iTunes cards for whatever the limit is that they'll allow you. And I'm like, okay. Are you sure you can get paid by the iTunes card? Because the store clerk was a little curious. And he's like, yes, don't, they shouldn't be questioning you. So I said, can you please hold again? And so then I left him on hold for like another 10 minutes. And I came back and I'm like, so we're on the phone for 40 minutes now.
Oh my God, that's way too much time.
Yeah. And so I come back and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I ran. Okay, I got the iTunes cards. What do I do? And he said, all right, scratch them off on the back. And I said, okay, hold on. So I'm, doing that and I said, okay, what do you need? And he said, I need the number on the back of the iTunes card. And I said, okay, 7 6 6 3 2. Oh, hold on, I can't read this one. 3 2 1 7 8 4 9. And he's like, are you sure that's the right number? It's normally like 10 digits. And I'm like, oh no, so sorry, hold on. And so I read off a 10-digit number. And so the guy swears at me afterwards because obviously he tries it and he can't do anything with it. And he's like getting all pissed off and he starts yelling at me. And I'm like, dude, you're the one trying to swindle me out of $6,000. What the heck are you doing getting mad at me for?
Exactly.
And I said, at least I kept you on the phone and stopped you from screwing somebody else who wasn't quite as smart as I was.
And you know how they like to prey on even like the elderly.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times they get scared. They don't know. If there's nobody around to help guide them, that makes it harder.
Well, if you get one of those phone calls and you're elderly, call me. I will gladly go over there and take care of them.
You'd be pretty good at doing that.
Anyway, we are over time and
quick show.
Yeah, we got places to go, people to see, things to do. We have a council meeting tonight, which I'm gonna bring my blanket and
lunch. It's gonna be a
pillow and So, will you be there?
Unfortunately, not. I have something to do at about 6:30.
Okay.
I'll jump on when I get home about 7:15.
All right. Well, I'll make sure it's streaming for you.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Yeah, because I know a couple times you kind of went off the air, momentarily.
We've had some
technical difficulties.
And the only way to correct the audio issue is for me to turn the power off.
Oh, okay.
And bring it back up. So
it's time to upgrade the system.
Yeah, there's something quirky going on with it, and it seems like it happens on the longer meetings.
Yeah, probably. Well,
it gets overheating.
It's hot and it just has to shut down.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. When the system says, "Hey, we're done here,"
it's 10 o'clock. We're done. We don't want to do the last 4 items.
The meeting's been a little bit too long.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a lot of good stuff on the agenda tonight. There's a couple of good presentations. So, it'll be a long one, but you'll be done by midnight tonight.
Oh, good. Anyway, this is Listen Up Santa Paula, soon to be Santa Clara River Valley. We have to come up with a clever name because that's gonna be Listen Up Santa Clara River Valley. Blah 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 blah.
Sound good. We got to come up with something different.
We will.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, be safe and remember at Listen Up Santa Paula. That's the other show.
No.
We believe in magic.
We need a tagline.
Yeah, we do.
Got to come up with something.
Okay.
All right.
You work on that.
I'll work on it. I might have some time soon to work on it. So,
good.
Yeah.
We're gone.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.